to the reports online, it seems like 2K22 is planning to have a lot of NXT talent in the game, but that might not be the case anymore. Let's break down the latest news for all of you right now. Welcome back to Assemble, everybody. I'm Matt. Great to have you on the show. If it's your first time here on the show, welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you. We talk 2K22. We talk WWE. We talk AEW. Let's get into 2K22. This is coming from Fightful Select. Sean Ross-Sapp does an amazing job over there at Fightful. Please go check him out. Go subscribe to his Patreon as well for all the wrestling news and notes that you need to know. We know about stars in the past that were released, like Bronson Reed, and we know about the previous reports coming out that there was to be kind of like an NXT Stars pack of DLC pre-planned in production where Bronson Reed was going to be heavily showcased with that. Those plans were scrapped. We're following up on all of this with more details regarding NXT and NXT 2.0 today on the show. What I want to know from all of you, hit me up in the comments right now, because I want to know, do you think that we will see anything, any signs of NXT 2.0 in 2K22? Let me know. This is coming from Fightful Select themselves, this article. Fightful Select spoke with some recently released WWE performers about their experience with the game. Wrestlers had a surprising amount of input into their in-game characters. They tried to make their faces and moves look as accurate as possible using state-of-the-art scanning and motion capture technologies. We know from what we've seen from even the dev diary several months ago that there was a ton of motion capture put into all of this, and we know that a lot of the stars, they were doing like a ton of extra additional cameras all the way around, and they were trying to really capture lifelike renders of these stars. Each wrestler had the facial scan done. They'd also do another scan if the wrestler had tattoos to ensure that they were accurately depicted. Finally, they are sent videos of the motion capture to give feedback on the accuracy. The game was originally planned to have a large roster of NXT wrestlers. With the roster changes and the game already being delayed several times, it might be unlikely that they're included at release. Those wrestlers may become downloadable content down the line. Interesting comments here, because to say that these stars are going to become downloadable content in the future, I highly doubt that, to be honest. That's just my opinion. I don't think that they're going to put out former WWE stars in any way for DLC content that had been scrapped and delayed and pushed out. And with the stars being released, I mean, there's really no chances there of them putting them in the game. In addition to NXT being rebranded as NXT 2.0 with a brighter color scheme, many former NXT superstars have been released over the past year. Some of the most notable ones include Bronson Reed, Bobby Fish, Hit Row, Mercedes Martinez, Frankie Monet, and Ember Moon. WWE has opted to focus more on younger, less experienced performers, which has led to the rise of superstars such as Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Cora Jade, Tony D'Angelo, Grayson Waller, and Toxic Attraction. Fightful Select goes further to talk about what the stars' feedback was when they were coming into the game and doing the motion capture itself too. Those wrestlers said there was a strong commitment to accuracy, as they had a great deal of input into the game characters, especially movesets, and were tasked with giving feedback to the developers. This has me excited, guys, because this shows that 2K and the developers over there want things to be very accurate for the wrestlers themselves. So the fact that they're going through with NXT stars and current roster star members, being able to ask them and get their input on, do these moves look accurate? Is this accurate for their moveset and the type of move they do? Maybe even if the wrestler has modified the move a little bit too, right? They're trying to make it as accurate as they can, which has me excited to see that we're going to get better in-game accuracy when it comes to the actual technical side of it and the movesets. The big question I have too, like I asked, is will we see NXT 2.0 in the game? The likes of Bronson Reed, Toxic Attraction, and all of that. I don't know. The most I can see at this point, this late in the game, is that we see the NXT 2.0 arena being brought into the game. Maybe at launch, maybe. Putting together the arenas, it's not that difficult because they allow us to do the custom creation suite and create the arenas ourselves. And fans out there and creators do impeccable jobs at creating stadiums and creating all these different arenas and making them so accurate for what they have been. I think that the developers could put out an NXT 2.0. I think it's almost a goodwill gesture, in my opinion, to put out an NXT 2.0 arena, whether we like the product or not, whether we think it's just hot trash or we secretly like it. I like it a little. But I can see them trying to do that, where they're going to put out the new 2.0 arena give fans a little bit more to enjoy. We may not get any of the NXT 2.0 stars in the game, your Braun Breakers and your Von Wagners and all of them. I think it's far too late in the development cycle for them to do new renders and do new motion capture and everything of these brand new stars that are basically in developmental. I think it's far too early, but I can see them trying to position the arena, giving us at least that. Let the community out there go and create the Braun Breakers of the world and put them into NXT 2.0, but at least have the branding and the arenas and all of that. Maybe we can at least see that, and maybe down the road we will see future updates for us to be able to purchase NXT stars, future star packs, things like that. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that we're going to see any of the NXT stars make their way into the game? And what do you think about the roster overall from the NXT side of things? Do you think 2K and WWE are going to bring in a lot of the NXT UK stars that are still under contract? Do you think that they're just going to kind of call it a wash and call it a day and not actually go down that path and kind of limit the roster as it is? Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys on the next episode.